Welcome to Breakthrough Burnout, the bilingual podcast that helps you understand burnout better and gives you solutions to heal and live again. My name is Florence Parrow, and I am a sophrology practitioner, coach, author, and burnout expert. In this podcast, on my own or in conversation with other specialists, in French or in English, I'll help you understand the full picture of burnout to better avoid it or recover from it. Breakthrough Burnout, the podcast that helps you understand and heal. Hello, today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that's very close to my heart because I hear so many stupid things about it. Exercising and burnout. Now I hear and I read a lot of things like, well, you have to exercise. This is really compulsory for your balance. You need to move, blah, blah, blah. What is true in general for most people may not be true for you. And it's definitely not true for you if you're in burnout or very close to it. And you can put yourself in real danger if you exercise very close to burnout or not having sufficiently recovered from burnout. Let's distinguish the two phases. Let's talk about before collapsing into burnout. Now, many people at that stage are not doing any exercise anymore anyway. So I would say non-existent problem there in that respect. But, and I have mentioned this already in this podcast, I see many people who are still exercising who suddenly start exercising way too much as they get very close to potential collapse. Many different reasons for this probably, but let's talk about the phenomenon itself. What is happening there? You see people who used to go to the gym maybe twice a week or maybe went for a short run once or twice a week, suddenly doing that every single day and twice during the weekend. Getting up early, well, they're awake already in most cases, and spending 2 hours at the gym before going to work every day. That's not a good idea. I've said it already, I'll say it again, and I'll never tire of saying it. This is way too much. As you get very close to potential burnout, you're accelerating the process. You may find yourself collapsing into burnout much quicker if you keep exercising at that level, because it's actually eating away the very little bit of energy you have left. It's finishing exhausting your body. So some exercise when you're at high risk of burnout, why not? But something really small, balanced, that suits you, and absolutely not about preparing for some competition. What it is more about at that stage is resting, recuperating, finding a way to renew your energy, not spending the very little you have left way quicker. Now let's talk about burnout itself once you have collapsed into burnout and the months after. Well, of course, at first, there's no question of physical exercise anyway, because you're too tired to even get up, do some shopping or prepare some food. So there's no question of going and running a marathon, for instance. But for most people, very quickly, the need, the desire to move is there. It's the desire is there anyway before, but it's just not possible. But when you start feeling even a tiny bit better, you may feel that you have to do something. Be very careful here. feeling like you have this will to go and run, to go and swim, to go and do something like that in a big way, does not mean you are better. You are recovering. Let's not mix everything up into the same bag. We're not talking about depression here, for instance, or other types of difficulties. Here, in burnout, people feel like they want to do things. They want to be active. They just can't, but they want to. So wanting to move, wanting to do physical exercise does not mean you can. And if you are someone who's helping people in burnout professionally, be very careful about that. When someone tells you, oh, I would love to go and run the 10K in my town next weekend, and they've only been in burnout for 5 months, they're putting themselves in danger there. They're putting their life in danger. So it's a big no. It's go for a walk, great. Do not, under any circumstances, try to run the 10K. First, you won't be able to do it, but it's really dangerous. So wanting to go and run or do some form of physical exercise in burnout is not a good sign. It just means you still haven't managed to listen to yourself properly and know your limits. So what to do? First, I'd like to give a guideline, and it's only a guideline, we're all different, but just to give you an idea. I often say that thinking about physical exercise before you've been in burnout for about a year is a big no-no. It doesn't mean you have to lie in bed for 1 year. That's not what I said. Although at first there will be very little else you can do. But when the time comes and you feel you're able to do it, not when you feel like it, when you feel you're able to do it, very different, you can, and it's a good idea to go for a walk, but a short walk. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and just go for 3 miles on the first day. Absolutely not. Something really short and sweet, just round the block, just to the park at the end of the road, something like that. A nice little walk at a leisurely pace, not exercising in order to prepare for some marathon. And gently, as maybe your walks become a little bit longer, very progressively, then you can one day think about doing something else. But here as well, gently, progressively, step by step. It's called pacing yourself. If you don't and you go too strong too quickly, you're putting yourself at risk of post-exertional malaise, which means you're going to crash again and not be able to move out of your bed for days and days or maybe weeks, and you'll feel like you've gone back to square one. So remaining in balance in the long term means you're going to have to take this literally one step at a time. So maybe it's slightly longer walks. Maybe it's going for a swim. But a swim in a lovely warm swimming pool, not in cold sea or lake. And swimming for pleasure, not for competition, not timing yourself. Swimming and becoming aware of your body moving, of the water, of what feels nice about it. And listening to yourself to know where you're at energy-wise. It's about listening to yourself, getting to know your rhythm, where you're at that moment, so that you don't, here again, spend all the energy you have in one go. Because at first you're going to have very little energy. Once you're feeling up for it, maybe some gentle yoga, some remedial Pilates. What about something like Feldenkrais, which is really about putting the body in motion very gently, very slowly, in a very healing way? Could be Qigong, could be free dancing, what you want, as long as it's really soft, gentle, for a short time. So starting with a class during 1 hour, 1 hour and a half is not a good idea. Start in small bites, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then up to 20, 30 minutes before you go to regular class. So maybe it's just talking to the teacher and seeing if you can do just 10 minutes of the class at first, seeing how you can organize that. Or it's putting some music at home and just dancing around in any way you like for 10 minutes. Or going to the local swimming pool for a 5-minute swim. Whatever feels right for you, but gently, listening to your limits, knowing what is right for you, and not spending all the energy you have when good days starts happening again and you have some energy, do not spend all that energy in one go. Keep some for the following days. So do not spend all that energy in going cycling for 2 hours. So in a nutshell, listen to yourself, pace yourself, and do it very gently, step by step. It's about putting the body back in motion. It's about movement. It's not about physical exercise and competition. I hope this has helped you understand this aspect of burnout a bit better. And I will see you soon for a new episode of Breakthrough Burnout, the podcast that helps you understand and heal.